My name is Seneca. This is Artemis Seneca. Welcome to my casual YouTube channel. This is where I talk anything casual or monumental in relation to life and life's events, and I guess life's TV shows, because I always cover Golden Bachelor mixed with Bachelor in Paradise. So we are on the finale of Golden Bachelor, and then we're going to be reviewing week 9 of Bachelor in Paradise. Oh my god. I'm a little sad that the Golden Batch has now ended. It was such a good season. What a stellar precedent to set. Okay. I don't edit these. Girl. I don't edit these. So I just kind of speak off of the notes that I'm taking, and I talk the standout moments, or I try to talk the standout moments as opposed to summarizing the whole entire thing. And I also try to split these up in between Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise. If I don't have the timestamps chosen, then I'll put up my notebook like, hold on, sorry, I'm trying not to lose my place. I'll put up my notebook like this. So if you're like, oh, I don't see the timestamp, just know I'm gonna be like this at like some point, maybe midway through the video. Just so you can see like where I'm going when I'm talking about Bachelor in Paradise, because some people watch Golden Batch, some people only watch Bachelor in Paradise, so I wanted to mix in both. Anyway, let's get to the finale of Golden Bachelor. So I just don't want to waste any time. So we see that Leslie and Miss Teresa are in Costa Rica, and Gary kind of starts off saying, when I'm with Leslie, it's almost as if words become unnecessary. Wow, what a beautiful, palpable, like, sentiment, you know? Words become unnecessary. That is peak comfort. When words just are not necessary in order for you to fill a space with somebody, like, that might as well be your person. But as we, also very spoiler heavy. I will spoil every single thing that has happened in this. Okay, so, and then he says with Teresa, the overnight kind of just changed everything. Honestly, you fully see it. I said it in my last review of like, everything that he's saying in this, I feel like, well, not everything. I really don't stand by the way that he went about things. As much as like, I feel like you do as the Bachelor have to lead people on. It's just the name of the game. Like, you have to date so many people, like act interested in people that you just know are not going to be seen in the end. But when it comes down to two, like, I feel like Gary really is just a victim of feeling his feelings to the highest extent, and then saying things that are just too heavy-handed. And then when he realizes, like, he doesn't want to continue that feeling, it's like, okay, yikes, Gary, yikes. But, him recapping with Leslie, I think that he liked her because she was, like, super fun and passionate, but was it Teresa, like, she's a very stable person. Like, she's somebody who knows how to make a relationship work, and I feel like Leslie, as much as you can't blame 2 divorces for maybe somebody's potential success in how they can put into a relationship, it does say a little bit of, I don't know, a track record does speak to something. I don't know what it is. It speaks to something. So, okay, I wrote down that I love that Gary has a family of women behind him. Girl dad boss, my god, I don't even know what I was trying to say. Girl dad alert, I guess. I really like when a man is just backed by women, because he should be more respectful of them if he is around them 24/7. I mean, sometimes it could be like I'm just trying to see the best of his demographic, but I just like, I don't know, I just feel like he'll treat women better when you're surrounded by them. That's why so many like men who grew up with single parents, single mothers, typically love their mothers because they're only around them. Anyway, so the women behind him are like, so how are you feeling? Have you told anybody I love you? And he's like, as a matter of fact, I have. And they're like, oh, have they said it back? As a matter of fact, they did. As a matter of fact, I guess everybody just loves Gary. I guess Gary's just really just taking this whole thing on the chin. I was so excited for family impressions because, like, family impressions on The Bachelor, Bachelor and Bachelorette just do not matter as much as they do here. Like, this is real life, bro. Like, the Bachelors and Bachelorettes, they can date somebody else in like a matter of a couple of years, a couple of months, whatever. These people don't have time to waste. These are people that have families, establishments, 401ks, bro. Like, sorry, I just looked at my cat. She's just being a little cutie. So what I liked was that they liked Teresa, but the thing is, like, we see that they like Teresa based off what looks like a 5-minute conversation. There was like no substance to it. Also, I'm gonna stop saying like so much. Oh my word. I'm so sorry for how many times I've said like. It's so upsetting. But they like Teresa based off what looked similar to a 5-minute conversation. Gary says, I love you to Teresa after the family thing. So I guess maybe he needed the family stamp of approval to kind of also see, you know, if she's somebody I can see it working with and my family likes her, you know, maybe this has opened my eyes to a bunch of things, and it did. Teresa gets real and basically says, look, if I'm not a hell yes, then it's gonna be a no for you. Basically, she says that. She just says, if you don't feel 110% in your heart it's me, don't pick me. And I really respect that. I do, because I feel like the difference between Teresa and Leslie is that Teresa is focused on Gary's experience in this and how it's hard for him, because she did point out multiple times, this must be so hard for you. I'm aware that there are 2 other people here. If it's not me, I will be gutted. I'll feel like I want to die. But if it's not me, then it just is what it is. And then I feel like Leslie is more so on the boat of, I want to give you this. I'm broken. Take care of me. I haven't had this, so I feel as though I deserve it. You're the man of my dreams. You should work for me. As opposed to, I feel as though Leslie is very much focused on her individual experience, which how could you not be? You know, I'm not blaming her at all. I'm not shaming her at all. But I just think that Teresa is more so focused on Gary and really empathizing with him and focusing on them as a couple, because she's prone to figuring out how to empathize with a partner because she's had that experience, versus Leslie is more so focused on her individualistic journey. But that's her survival tactic, I think. But I just think that I think that Gary made the correct choice. So Leslie meets the fam, and I really thought going into it the fam was going to like Leslie a little bit more because Leslie's goofy and they said that Tony was goofy. So yeah. Oh, I wrote down that one. That's really just it. I wrote down that one of Gary's daughters looks mixed. And you know what? Upon further review, I feel like because people are saying that Tony was Sicilian or Italian, I could see somebody having like deep tan skin and just having extremely curly hair, how you could get mixed up for maybe being black passing. Is that even a thing? But people are saying that like, no, daughter, that's an interesting, but I mean, we saw pictures of Tony. I feel like she could look like Tony. So Leslie senses a shift at the dinner with Gary, and Gary didn't really want to talk things out. That was uncomfortable. Well, okay. It was really sad to see everything leading up to the breakup, because it was just, you knew why it was happening. You knew that Gary was just really in his head and really I'm so sorry if you can hear my little cat. Oh, she just stopped. Thank goodness. You know that he was really just struggling with it, just thinking, do I want to choose stability or do I want to have fun for the rest of my life? Sorry, that's so mean to say, but it just is real, okay? Teresa does not look that fun. She'll know how to make a house a home, and she's like an impressive businesswoman, I suppose, but I don't know, he just had a lot more passion with Teresa. So I'm assuming that was the battle that was going on in his head. I think that Gary needed at least another week just to sit down and really think things out. Honestly, and I think order really played a role, because if Gary had went on the one-on-one with Leslie first, what would have happened? Yeah, what would have happened versus Teresa second? Would he have said, you know what, Teresa's just more fun. I don't really want to sit through this thing. Like, I need to get to Teresa, or Leslie. I don't know. So it just was really interesting. The breakup was the first time that they sat down was just, of course, it was them kind of having a silent emotional exchange of just Gary looking at her and then her being really nervous and scared. But also that's another thing that made me realize that, what the heck was I gonna say? There was something where Leslie said, I know that you've been having kind of an off day, I can feel it. And he's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. And she said, oh, I thought it was because of me. And I feel as though when Teresa was noticing that Gary was off, she said, I know this is a lot for you. She empathized with him, versus Leslie kind of reflected that insecurity onto him. And I just feel like in order to make a healthy, long-lasting relationship work, you need somebody who can empathize with you and really see you from where you come from. Okay, I'm just gonna go from stand out to stand out. They cut at a really pivotal moment, and then you even see Jesse Palmer's like, oh my god, like, let's get to it, please. And then Gary breaks up with Leslie, unfortunate. And Leslie says, where did it go wrong? And then Gary, I think, really should not have said this. Basically, he said, it's not that something went wrong. It's just that one of you is right. Gary! One of you is right, Gary. It's just that you're, wrong as hell for me. I could not have been more wrong in my decision to pursue you at all, That's kind of hurtful. I just feel like him saying one of you is right was probably the best he could come up with, because it's how he feels. It's very genuine to how he feels. But it's like, nobody wants to be on that receiving end of hearing that. Nobody wants to be on that. I felt bad for Leslie in that moment. So then Leslie feels led on, rightfully so, because we, as the audience, were thinking he was going to choose her up until they were super quiet. So it was kind of a shock for us. So then we see that they're sitting down and talking, and Leslie kind of goes off on this tangent saying, I thought you were going to choose me. I bought a $60,000 dress because you said you were going to choose me. And we're all like, 60,000? Where did that come from? I, out loud to my husband, just said, 60,000? Is that 60,000 USD? Or is that Costa Rican money? Because let's just be clear. I mean, it's probably USD, but what? $60,000 for a dress? How much money do you have? Leslie, what's going on in your bank account? What the heck is 60,000? I'm sorry, what? I can't even imagine for a wedding day spending. Even on Say Yes to the Dress, most dresses don't hit that amount. That's crazy. Anyway. Yeah, but I did understand, because she said, it was really a shock when he broke things off with me, because he built me up so high and then the fall was just down, basically. When Gary and Leslie see each other, I did like that affirming hug that he gave, because he gave the same hug to Faith. And I feel as though I'm trying so hard not to say, I'm trying so hard. Somebody please give me, some sort of encouragement for just trying. I think that Gary, although flawed, he's a man. He's just a man. He's really trying his best, and he's really leaning into his feelings, and he's breaking some hearts, but he really does feel bad about it. I really did feel as though when he said, I took a good person and I really just broke their heart. I felt that in my soul that he meant that, and he's really, for the rest of his life, he's going to feel bad about the way that he handled things. But it's, you can't handle heartbreak perfectly. Hi, baby. Hi. I wish she would come sit down with me, but she does not like to sit. with people. She doesn't like to be held or anything. It's disappointing. But okay, why am I so in love with my cat this video? Normally she just sits there and I just don't say anything. So Gary's daughter's reaction to Leslie seemed very indifferent. It seemed really indifferent, so I think maybe they were Team Teresa the whole time, and maybe they were just kind of feeling I don't know, indifferent towards Leslie, I guess. So Leslie, I will say, was 110% led on. I really can't empathize with her. But I mean, that marriage wouldn't have lasted. Let's just be serious. I don't think that marriage would have lasted long. I feel bad because I feel like I'm the only person in the world who's really kind of thinking, okay, let's think background and how it actually could play a role into the success of that potential marriage. Also, why was I crying when he proposed to Teresa? It was just so beautiful, their love. But I feel as though the show has really built Teresa up, and not in that much of a good way. They kind of make her seem like that annoying little housewife. They haven't really made her seem that desirable. Let's just be serious. I just don't think that she's that likable, and I feel like I can say I feel like, but I can't use like as a filler word. I feel like they made her likable because she ended up with Gary, and we're rooting for Gary ultimately, but we're not really that interested in Teresa. Or maybe we are, I don't know. So, I was crying. I wish them the best in the world. I think they're gonna last long. They're getting married January 4th? What? That's cool. Can you imagine they were like January 6th? It means a lot to us. It's a day of a national treasure. Yeah. So January 22nd is when Joey season starts. Let's go. Oh my gosh. I did not even like Joey the first time I saw him. I was thinking that he was kind of a little bit of an airhead, but he's fine. He's really fine. He's fine. Oh my goodness, he's fine. He looked so good. He looked so good this episode. So, also, they're going to Italy. Wish them luck. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have for Golden Bachelor. Overall, Gary, I think, was a really good bachelor. There's things coming out about him, of course. There always has to be something coming out about some bachelor or bachelor contestant, even if they're 72, about stickiness in when Gary started dating after Tony died, and somebody's coming forward and saying, he said this mean thing to me. I don't even want to read it. I really don't like leaning into the drama of people that I generally like. I mean, I know that it keeps me kind of naive, but I don't want to see bad things about Gary, and I just feel like people are just wanting to take this opportunity to be like, you know what? He was a Golden Bachelor. I had a bad experience with him. I'm gonna take my time writing some things about him. And so I think it was, what is it? Is it Variety that has an article out about him? I heard it through the Bachelor podcast. But I don't want to know. I don't want to know, so I'm not gonna entertain it. Yeah, unless he maybe, like, I don't know, killed somebody. I can't do it. Anyway, so this is me switching into Bachelor in Paradise. Okay. I'm sorry about my cat. She's just living her life. Look at how tiny my notes are. I have a page and not even a half. That's crazy. I always do a minimum 2.5 pages. Bachelor in Paradise week 9. Jess and Blake break the heck up. Duh. Are you kidding? Baby J is so annoying. When people talk about 24, I'm 24, and I understand when people stereotype as somebody like Jess, like, I just don't know what I want out of life. I'm gonna cry at every little thing. I don't have a lot of exposure and experience in the world. I get that, because I feel like people, when they think of 24, they think of a Baby J type person. It's so annoying to me, but it's not just, I guess, the average, maybe emotional 24-year-old, and she's so annoying to me. Oh my god. So, why is Kylie invested in Blake? What was that about? My husband said that it was kind of flirty, but I don't know if it was flirty more as she's attaching some sort of comfort to him and then just that's it. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was flirty. I just kind of felt like it was like that's an attractive person trying to get somebody to stay that they feel comfortable with, and people are going to mistake it as flirty because they're attractive. I just feel that. But maybe she was being flirty. I just feel like she's like damn near engaged. How could it be flirty? So to go from a 1 hour and 40-minute episode to a 30-minute episode was a shock. But it was a good thing for me and my husband because we're going to get to bed early tonight. Oh my gosh. But it was just weird. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the 30-minute thing because they didn't have much of anything to go off on. Mercedes and Tyler talk. It's weird all around. Clearly there's no spark. I don't know why it took us forever to figure that one out. You figured it out a couple episodes ago, Mercedes, and I say this every single video. But oh my word, Mercedes is the baddest on the beach. Tyler was nothing compared to her. Maybe a little something, but not on her caliber at all. I just don't. And I'm very happy that Jordan decided to swoop in and take his shot at a rose with her because Jordan's an attractive person. She's an attractive person. They can get it popping. Let's just, like, come on. Also, the more people that start things with Rachel and just pivot to somebody else is, I don't know if it's alarming, but it's kind of, it makes me feel like maybe something's there. Maybe Rachel just isn't likable. I said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. What is it about Rachel that people just are not gravitating towards after the first date? Like, so Tanner says Jess was the one person I wanted to talk to, and she's just been with Blake the whole time. Yeah, okay, Tanner. How many times have you used that? I mean, maybe he hasn't used it for so many people, but I just feel like Tanner is just hopping from person to person and saying, I really wanted to talk to them, but they were just, come on, you want a rose. You want a rose. You want to stick around. Call it spade a spade. But let's just be serious. I can see Tanner and Jess together. So at first I was thinking, like, these pairings are so weird. But I can see Tanner and Jess because they both give very vanilla. They would have dated in high school. They would have gone to college together, maybe done long distance, and then he would have gone off to the military. She would have been a military wife. They would have had a super typical life. Live in abundance. Like, they would have been fine. You know what I mean? I feel like in the real world, I can see them working. She just seems like somebody that would do well with that type of a person. Because she be vanilla. Yeah, I don't see them having any crazy conflicts. I see them living a super stereotypical life. They're very old school Bachelor. I don't know. I feel like I'm not dragging them. There's nothing insulting going on, but it's almost like y'all are so meant to be so stereotypically matched up. Just make it happen. I don't know what else to say. So who's getting engaged? Is it Kylie and Avon? Or is it Eliza and what's his name? Aaron. I'm not rooting for any of them. I don't care. It's so crazy. This is, I think, maybe one of the first seasons that I just truly have not cared about seeing the growth of couples, about knowing more about them couples. They're all boring. They're all influencers, summary. Some of them are my age, so I'm just kind of like, how are we in the same age bracket at all? Like, how are we? It's just interesting. Everyone's kind of annoying in a way. Yeah. So then we have the rose ceremony. Not Nameless stepping up when Jess is giving out her rose. His name is Tyler. He heard Tanner, and I think he just heard the tuh, and was like, oh, shoot, I get to go. And then it was like, let me walk that back. That was embarrassing. I cringed so hard. Yeah, I think that maybe it's gonna be Eliza and Aaron getting engaged. I don't know though, because it's like Aaron is very clearly stating his intent, but we're like, based off what? It feels like nothing. It feels like nothing. And that's how this whole entire season is felt. It's like, these are intense feelings. These are paired up couples based off what? Nothing. Nothing. Let me know your feelings. If you liked this video in any way, shape, or form, let me know. I never ask for likes, so I never get them. Which is my fault. It's completely my fault. But yeah, if you liked this, let me know in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, I have other videos that I've posted. I post like basically every, if not every couple of days. I've been posting, I think, pretty much every day these past couple of days. So there's like bound to be some some video on my channel that you'll like. So give my channel a look. Sees. I need to go to bed. I think I do. Wherever you are, I never end my videos like this anymore. Wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever time of day it is, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or night.